These are four simple things that I've personally learned from successful people. Four things that they do every day in order for them to get everything that they have. Of course, when you read the books and you study the papers, you'll find a lot of what I'm about to talk about as well. But these are things that I personally observed and also studied. But it was really because my first time was actually observing before even studying. So it was amazing to see the execution in real time of all of these little thinking habits, right? Because remember, success is relative for everyone. So whatever A wants is not going to be whatever B wants, or what B thinks is success is going to be different for what C thinks, right? But the biggest part of this is really understanding the patterns, especially the thinking habits, in order to repeat them and then execute as well. So stay tuned because the fourth one is probably going to be the most surprising of the four. And I have a little bonus for y'all. So stay tuned on G Smooth Mindset TV. Coming up. Welcome on the G Smooth Mindset TV live show. It's been a minute that I've been on live over here. It's been a minute that I've been on the live. We got Idris Tankari in the house. Welcome to Idris one time. So, like I was saying, today we're going to talk about these four thinking habits. And here on Just Move Mindset TV, this is the channel where the young black people get together and study the greatest that ever made it in order to become the best version of themselves and make sure that they make all their dreams come true. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. So, four habits. Let's get right into it. Number one, successful people always set their intentions. What do I mean by set their intentions? They always set their intentions in the seek clarity. So it comes back a little bit to the idea of purpose, right? It comes back to the idea of purpose because what I really noticed, a lot of these people, a lot of the successful people, I remember when I was knocking on doors around 2017, 2018, my manager was always telling me, and these guys were making six figures. These are guys that were making minimum $100,000 a year, knocking on doors selling stuff. So these are high achievers. These are, if you look at the stats in the US, if you make six figures, you make a lot of money per se. Let's not get into the taxes, let's not get into all of that, but the point is, to get to that level of income, there is a lot of various type of work that comes into play, and it's definitely not only hard work, right? That's why we're talking about thinking habits and thinking patterns. But they always set their intentions and they always have the purpose straight. So that's what I really learned from my managers, the idea of having your purpose, especially every day in everything that you do. because since we were selling door to door, every day we had a purpose, we had intentions, we had goals. Everything was very clear, and the clearer it is, easier it is for you for execution, because you have to know what you're trying to do every single day, and then make sure that you hit that one day. You hit that one day. You hit that one day. Because even if you know Brian Tracy, if you've studied Brian Tracy talks about the one doing things 1% every day for the whole year, and at the end you have an increase. If you do something every day for the whole year for 1%, if you do 1% every day, at the end of the year, I mean, of course, it may not have been at the same intensity every day, right? But at the end of the day, you can get at least a 300% increase, but it's the consistency every day, right? But that starts with setting your intentions, having your intentions straight. Even I remember I went to an event. I believe the second biggest event I went to, and when I was preparing for the event, I was looking at the video, one of the event videos, and then the guy was talking about the same thing. Was talking about the intentions. So when I was going, when I set my intentions, I wanted to meet specific type of people in specific industries, right? So what I've done was I made a whole list of specific people that I wanted to meet in different industries, and I knew how many people I was going to talk to every day, so that eventually at the end I could get to my goal, right? And funny enough, it was really crazy because I think I hit a good 90% of it, because I didn't talk to the same amount of people every day, because I mean, of course, life happens, and since it's an event, there is a lot of different things that are going on, but I was able to get to at least a good 90% of what I wanted to do. And I truly believe that was because I set the intention, because doing that, it kind of calibrates your mind to look for these things, right? So that was number one, setting intentions, seeking clarity, right? Number two, they control their emotions. They control their emotions. Control their emotions. I have made a little note here. They do what they have to do, even if they don't want it, or even if they don't feel like it. This is this one is really, I don't know if you guys hear the music in the background? If you guys can hear the music in the background, put one in the chat, because there is a little party going on down there at the pool. I hope you guys can not really hear it. I hope I won't get a copyright too for this. But they control their emotions. They do what they have to do, even if they don't want to, or even if they don't feel like it. And you know what's crazy? Most of the time, they don't feel like it. Because even me, I thought that one is a little tricky, because even the people that really really love what they do, like even if you look at the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, the LeBrons, the Dangotes, the people that really really made it to the top of the food chain and love what they do, if you ask them, a lot of them will tell you that they do like what they do overall, but they may not like all the activities that come in between every day, because there is a lot of things that you have to do every day in order for you to keep doing what you love. And a lot of these things you don't want to do them, man. Like a lot of people that, even if I go back to the basic business that is pretty much sales, which means you talking to people in order to present a product, in order to get maybe a lead, or in order to get a sale, or even in order to get a job. A lot of people don't want to do it. A lot of people don't want to go knock on these doors. A lot of people don't want to make these phone calls. A lot of people don't want to apply to the jobs to get a job because it's tough, right? It's tough. Say show, show, show. It's hot, right? So a lot of times it's easier not to want to do it. It's easier not to want to go to the gym. It's easier not to want to do these push-ups. It's easier not to clean your room. But at the end of the day, you need to control your emotions when you don't feel like it, and keep doing it, because that's how you progress. Even I was talking to this guy not too long ago, this workout dude. You see all these Instagram guys that work out, they got the bodies and all that stuff. They make all these workout videos. And I was asking him, like, if you were to give a tip to somebody that just gets started, what would you tell them? And he was like, the days that you are, I'll just paraphrase because I don't remember properly exactly, but the days that you would not want to go to the gym will be like the most crucial days, because these will determine how consistent you are, because obviously you absolutely 1000% won't be motivated every day. So these days where you're not motivated, will still show up. Yeah. That's where it's tough, but where I'm from, we say, c'est là l'on voit qui est garçon. C'est là l'on voit qui est garçon. Meaning, that's where we see who's a real guy, or who's a real man, or who got these corones. I'm sorry I said it. Because you need some corones, man, to control your emotions and go do what you have to do when you don't want to do it. And that's the second thing the successful people do. They control the emotions. And because the why is so big, the reason why they want to get to these goals is so big, that even if they don't feel like it, they keep doing it. Just like when your mom doesn't feel like taking care of you all the time, bro. I'm telling you, right? But her why is so big that she's committed. Even if she doesn't feel like it, she's going to be available for you. As long as, if she's a good mom, of course. Most of the good moms are like that. But unfortunately, not all moms are good. And that's the truth. Don't come at me with all the women are queens, the blah 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 blah. That's a whole different conversations. But the point is, you will have to control your emotions, man. This is the second habit successful people. Every single day, they control their emotions. Of course, you won't be perfect, right? I don't want to say that even they are not perfect. Of course, they are not perfect. But again, it's the consistency, right? Because progress is over time. It's the consistency. Number three, they do what everyone else refuses to do. La ilaha illallah. But this one is crazy because first of all, they do what everyone else refuses to do. I wrote a little something here. They're willing to solve the biggest problem and take the biggest risks. Yeah, that's what I meant. It comes to the idea of risks. Because in order to get to high level of success, no matter what you're trying to do, and again, success is relative. Success is a big word. You'll decide what your success is. It's not gonna be mine. It's not gonna be A. It's not gonna be B's. You decide what your success is. So whatever that is for you, the high level of that, right? So how do you get that? So one habit that people that already have it, one habit that they have is that they are willing to do what everyone else refuses to do so that they can get there. Because in order to get there, you need to get out of your comfort zone, man. And that is so hard. That is the hardest thing you're gonna do, man. Like, especially for most people, because a simple example is, in order for you to have what you want, you're gonna have to talk to people. Because strangers have what you want. People that you don't know have what you want. People that you don't know have the job that you want. People that you don't know have the income that you want. People that you don't know have the money that you want, right? So you have to be willing to take risks in order to move and become the person that can actually have all of these things that you're trying to get. So that's the third thing. They do what everyone else refuses to do. They do what everyone else refuses to do by being willing to take the risks. Because the higher the risks, the higher the reward. Y'all already know this, right? Of course, your risk has to be calculated, but you will have to get out of your comfort zone. I don't care what you're trying to do, man. You can't tell me nothing about this. I don't care what you're trying to do. You will have to get out of that comfort zone in order to do it. So that's number 3. Do what everyone else refuses to do. Number 4, they control the activities. This one is the craziest because this comes back to the idea of time, right? We all have 24 hours. We all have 24 hours. Is it true? I don't know. Maybe. We do all have the 24 hours. I agree with that. But we all don't sleep the same. Some people need 5 hours of sleep. Some people need 8. Some people need 9. Some people need 3. I mean, I do know and do understand that as you're getting older, your uh in order to stay healthy, of course, and stay healthier, I personally always recommend not necessarily more sleep, but optimal sleep, good sleep. There's a lot of books on it. You can Google that. That's if you want me to put a video on that, I can do that too. Put sleep in the chat if you want to do that. But the point is, we do have all the same 24 hours, but we all don't sleep the same. So that may not be a good metric. But the point is, we all can control the activities. And that's where the difference is. Because even when I was selling door to door, the biggest reps, man, they were not playing with the times, bro. Even my manager used to always tell me that, like, Mohammed, when I drop you off, when you get out, you need to run to the doors. Because if you don't run, not only you won't get started, but you're wasting time. And as I got better at selling, I started to understand that if I don't get out on the doors early, I may not get a sale at the end of the day because I gotta start early enough so that I can prospect long enough, get enough information in the neighborhood so that when prime time hits, I can have enough aim or enough data to go back into the doors and start pitching and eventually get a sale by the end of the day. And if I'm wasting my time during the first part of the day, there is no way that I'm going to sell because I'm not following the process, because there is a process. I mean, you guys may not really get it because I didn't explain what the process is. But the point is, controlling my activities along the day allows me to do what is necessary in order to get the sale at the end of the day. Controlling my activities along the way every day allows me to get what I want to get at the end of the week, right? There was a lot of things that I've personally wanted to do. I've done it like 5 minutes every day for a long time, 10 minutes every day for a long time, or just watching the video, um, how many every times I needed every day. But that's because I was controlling the activities that I was doing so that I can eliminate what I don't have to, so that I can focus on what I have to do in order to get to everywhere that I'm trying to go. But controlling your activities, man, this is where time management becomes a myth, because there is a lot of time management stuff. That's what I've also learned. I don't know if you can manage time because that's really tough. So nobody has a control on time. So I don't know. I would say no because nobody can manage time. We can only manage the activities. So all of the time management techniques are actually techniques to help you manage your activities. Because even if you look into the time management books, it's a lot of how to manage your activities, how to be more productive, how to be more efficient at doing this and doing that, right? So that's what I would say here. Controlling your activities, that's where you have to focus, eliminating what doesn't serve so that you can focus on what serve, and stay consistent on these two, because at the end of the day it compounds, right? You're not gonna get you're not gonna get the six pack into 2 weeks or 6 weeks, just like they said in the videos. It's gonna be years of consistency, right? And that comes down with controlling the day-to-day activities in order to do what you have to do so that you can have the results that you want. And then the last one, the little bonus, which kind of, I don't want to say is a result, but it's kind of connected to number four, because the last one is control the mornings. The control the morning, man. Like these guys in the morning, everything is routine, everything is processed, everything is like mathematized. I don't know if that's a word, but that's what came up in my head. So the the mornings, man, comes back into the morning routine, because the top reps, the higher reps, the LeBrons, the Kobe's, the MJ's, the CEOs, the bankers, the, believe it or not, even the farmers back home, I promise you, man, they have a morning routine. They have a morning routine. They control the mornings, man. The mornings is structured efficiently so that from the very first minute they wake up, they start moving into actions, man. And controlling your morning comes down as well to controlling the activities that you do in the morning. But there is a lot of studies. If you also want me to talk a little more about that, you can put a You can put a two in the chat, science in the chat, put science in the chat. So control the mornings. They control the mornings. They control all the activities that they have to do in the morning. As very simple as that. And I just want to share one. Actually, I have a video. I got a little distracted. Sorry, I had a little message from a meeting that I have in a few minutes, distracting me for a minute. But I have a video that I've actually made showing an example of an exercise that is really good for the morning routine. So that exercise technically helps you boost energy. It helps you, but it helps you wake you up because I've done it for a long time, especially when I was selling a lot. And I've done it a lot more recently as well because I got back into doing this every morning for the past 2 weeks, and I'm tracking it too, which I've never done before. I've always said I'm gonna track, but I never do it. So this time I'm tracking it. But man, that thing wakes you up. Like when you wake up and you are all groggy and stuff, and you do that little exercise from the Iceman Wim Hof. You can Google Wim Hof if you don't know him, or you can also DM me. I'll send you the link of the video. DM me at Just Move Mindset on Instagram. I'll DM you the link. But there is a little exercise in there that I highly recommend that you can do in the morning. But what I wanted to say was one example, and again, there was a lot of different ways of doing a morning routine. Really a lot. Like a lot. So what I recommend to make very simple for you, what I suggest, especially if you've never done any of this, what I highly recommend is if you got to pick one thing in the morning of an activity to do, it's going to be something to make you move and to make you sweat. So if you're a gym guy, it could be going to the gym, could be doing push-ups in your home. But again, there is a lot of, I don't want to get into that, but there is a lot of science and a lot of studies on why workout is very effective for anybody, especially in the morning. But the most effective will be a combination of a few things, which are something that make you think and reflect a little bit. So that could be any kind of meditation. It could be any kind of guided meditation, walking meditation, sleeping meditation. I don't know. I know a lot of people do music meditation. I also have a lot of different things that I personally do. So if you want me to share, put meditation in the chat. I'll see how I can share that. But or it could just be, meditation is not always about doing the like a Buddha, right? It could just be 5 minutes of you just listening to your ideas, 5 minutes of silence, not doing anything, just listening to your thoughts and see where they're taking you, right? That's an example. And it could just be 5 minutes, like I said, but something that will make you think or reflect, something that will make you learn. So here, whatever you're passionate about, you can learn, read a book, watch a video, motivation, inspiration, whatever you do, whatever you like, how to get better at your job. I don't know, man. Whatever it is, something that'll make you learn. And then something that'll make you move or sweat. Again, like I was saying. Now the order depends. Like, don't make it too hard on yourself, man. Just do it. You just gotta do stuff. The order is gonna come, the making it better is gonna come, everything is gonna come along the way with consistency, but you just gotta do them. So move or sweat, right? And then the last one, write your goals down, man. Like there was a lot of different various ways of doing this too, but just writing your goals down, man. That's also a very big habit that I've seen all of them doing, man. It doesn't matter which, even the parents back home, my mom, my dad, everybody write their goals down, man. Like everybody that I know that has been remotely successful at anything, it doesn't even matter the level. Anybody that I personally know from far or from close that I've done something, write the goes down. Now, they may not write the goes down every day, but the levels and the intensity, as well as I would say the actuality. By actuality, I mean what you actually get. Because the more specific you become with writing down your goals, the more specific they actually come to life. Now, how are they gonna come through? That I don't know, man. And a lot of times it may not even come the way you want them to come. But you still need to write them down and eventually keep seeking in order to get to these goals. So these were the four plus the last one. Always set their attentions, always control their emotions, do what everybody else refuses to do. They control their activities, and they control their mornings, right? So that was the four things people do every day, successful people do every day. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel at Gist Move Mindset TV on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and TikTok. And I'll see y'all next time.